Let's face it, when you first find yourself on the dataset builder in NetSuite, all the options can be so confusing. But datasets don't have to be confusing. Let's take a quick look at the components of a SuiteAnalytics dataset and see if we can't make this something that is simple to understand. First, what exactly is a SuiteAnalytics dataset? Here are some quick dataset facts. At its most basic level, a dataset is a collection of information gathered from records across a NetSuite account. This information has a base record or root record that it's built around, but it will likely contain information from additional record types as well. Once a dataset has been built, it can be used in workbooks, enabling users to visualize the content of the dataset more easily. And of course, data that is easy to see is also easier to use. That's why datasets are so important. So how do you go about making a dataset? To start with, go to Analytics in your center and choose the Datasets tab. This takes you to a list of all the existing datasets in your NetSuite account. At the top of the page, you can search for a specific dataset if you know what you're looking for. You can also filter the list down to certain categories, such as the datasets you created, datasets that were shared with you, and dataset templates. When looking at the list of datasets, some of the basic information you'll see includes the name of each dataset, a description of the dataset, the script ID of the dataset, and the last open/last modified dates for each dataset. Clicking the link in the Details column next to any of the datasets will pull up more information about the actual content the dataset is based on. The Owner column specifies who created the dataset. If the owner is listed as System, then that dataset is a template that automatically came with your NetSuite account. The root record column shows the record that the dataset is based on, though most datasets will also pull information from other records in addition to their root record. And under the Actions column, you have the option to create a workbook from that dataset, to share the dataset with other users, and even to delete the dataset altogether. If the type of dataset you need doesn't already exist in your NetSuite account, then you may need to create a new one. To do that, go ahead and select the New Datasets button, which will take you to the New Datasets page. The first step in creating a new dataset is to select the record type that you will base your entire new dataset on, and you can do that on the New Dataset page. This record type will be the root record for the dataset. Notice that in addition to the name of each record type in your NetSuite account, you are also provided with the record category of each record type and each record script ID. There are 3 different record categories: Standard, Custom, and Analytical. Custom record types are record types that were created specifically for your NetSuite instance. The other 2 record categories, Standard and Analytical, are for record types that came with your NetSuite instance. The main difference between these 2 is that the analytical record types were created by NetSuite with the express intention of providing analytical data. Once you select your root record, you will be taken directly to the dataset builder. This page can be a bit overwhelming, so let's break it down into its 4 key sections and take a closer look at each one. The 4 sections are the Joinable Record Types column, the Fields column, the Criteria box, and the Data Grid. First, in the far left column, you will see a list of record types that you can join to the dataset. If you want to add any information to your dataset from these record types, simply select the desired record type. Notice, however, that when you first arrive on this page, your root record is already selected. In the column next to the list of joinable record types, you will see a list of all the fields that are in the record type you have selected. Fields that have already been added to your dataset are arranged at the top of the list and highlighted in blue. If you want to add a new field to the dataset, simply select the field and drag it onto the data grid. The third component of the dataset builder is the data grid. In the data grid, notice that the columns represent all the record fields you have selected, while the rows represent each unique record instance within the record type. You can easily rearrange the order of the columns by grabbing the column headers and dragging them to a new location. You may want your dataset to include each record instance within a record type, but depending on the record types you have joined to this dataset, you may be dealing with thousands of record instances, and some of these instances may not be relevant for you. To narrow down the data in the data grid, you can set filters on the data in the Criteria section above the data grid. To add criteria to this section, simply drag the fields you want to use as filters to this section and choose the exact criteria you are looking for within those fields. After you have built out your dataset and saved it, the dataset is all ready to be used in a workbook. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, let us know by hitting the like button. And to learn more about how SuiteRep can help you with all of your NetSuite needs, visit us at SuiteRep.com.